Oh, yeah, pipe smokers, yeah. Happy Sunday. It is November 10th already. Whoa. Yeah, and this is the Paul Gilson YouTube channel. I'm Paul Gilson, aka Paul the Pipe Guy. Yeah. So, I was thinking, what blend do I want to smoke and what pipe do I want to smoke? And I chose this GLP's Kensington. Yeah. So grab your favorite pipe, grab your favorite beverage, grab your favorite blend, and well, hopefully you're not drinking an alcoholic beverage this morning, unless you're in the UK, because it's only like 11 o'clock here, 11 a.m. But yeah, Kensington, a delightful Latakia mixture with a bit of restraint. Bright and red Virginia tobaccos are blended with richly flavored leaf from the Orient and a moderate proportion of Cyprian Latakia to provide a wonderful, balanced, medium body smoke. Yeah, that's it. Kensington by GLP. So if you like Latakia but not real strong Latakia blends, that would be a go-to blend. So, one of my favorite pipes, my Rhodesia pipe, Rhodesia, however you pronounce it, that was gifted to me from Mr. Mark Hill, Welsh Piper 62, a couple years ago. Yeah, this was specially made for me. This is bowl number 00. Came with a letter from the pipe maker. And this is one of my favorite go-to pipes. I love this pipe. Let's start something on fire. It's all loaded up. Look at that tobacco rise. So what are we going to talk about? As the Tunnel Take often says, my good brother Greg Tunnel, what are we going to talk about? Well, for those of you that haven't retired yet, it's the time of the year where your employer's coming to you and they're saying, hey, oh, that was also gifted to me from Welsh Piper 62, Mr. Mark Hill. This is a Greek pillar handmade by Jack the Piper. I love this tamper. So your employer's going to come to you and they're going to say, okay, it's time for open enrollment time. What is open enrollment? Well, that's where you get to choose again what benefits that you want provided by your employer. My employer's great, so I just finished it up, and so they give us $50,000 worth of life insurance. They give us $1,000 per year that goes into what's called a health savings account. So, you know, if you have things that aren't covered under your health insurance, like prescriptions or, you know, or dental costs and stuff. My dental insurance, I did the numbers on it. I won't get into it, but paying over $500 a year for dental insurance, and they only cover $1,000 a year. And I get my teeth cleaned every 3 months, and that's usually around $200, and they want to pay $65. I scratched that last year. I just put an extra $20 a week into my health savings account. So, yeah. My insurance plan that I have that covers myself, has a $6,000 deductible, but my employer provides that for free. And that, excuse me, that costs the employer about $500 a month. So I was getting all these things together, and in my health savings account, I've got about $3,500, which isn't too bad. About $200 a month goes in there. Maybe a little more. No, yeah, about $250 a month goes in there. So it just grows and grows and grows. And I was thinking, all right. I got married in 1995. I'm still legally married, but I haven't been together with my wife in 10 and a half years. And I was adding everything up, and it's like, I got her covered pretty good. If something were unfortunately to happen to me, first thing she'd get is the $50,000 in life insurance. That's all right. Just burn me up, cremate me. So take $2,500 off the top, maybe another $500, for everybody to go out to dinner and then have drinks on me. Then I have a fair amount of money, not a huge amount of money, but, well, let's $10,000 in cash. So now we're up to about $64,000 she would get if something were to happen to me. But then, wait, it gets better. I used to make a lot of money. And then I didn't want the stress anymore. My kids were all grown up, so I went to work for a $50,000 job a year, when right now I could be making $250,000 a year, but at 60, I don't want to work 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day, all that stress. Money doesn't matter to me that much. But my wife would get my Social Security, which would be a minimum of $3,000 per month, up to $4,000 per month. I got her set up pretty good. But I look at it this way. Who am I going to leave all that stuff to? We raised our kids. We don't live together. I want my children's mother to be very, very well taken care of. Now, she's not going to inherit $1 million, but by the time you figure the value of my guitars that I have, my pipes, I've got over 200 pipes, not cheap ones. My tobacco, which I don't know if she could sell that, but there's a lot. And my gun collection, which is worth a pretty good amount. So she could just, if something were to happen to me, just keep paying the rent till you got the house all cleaned out and everything sold. She'll probably rake in about $120,000. with the life insurance and everything I mentioned. Plus, she'll get my Social Security. She took hers right at 62 years old. So hers is only about $1,000 a month. I mean, can you imagine all of a sudden you're getting $4,000 a month? Because if something happens to your spouse, you get to choose between their Social Security and yours. And she's older than I am, so she's at full retirement age. She'd get 100% of my Social Security. You know, I still love her. Why wouldn't I? I mean, that's my kid's mom. I'll always love her, you know. You just want her to be taken care of. Not that anything's going to happen to me. I've gotten good reports from the doctor and blood work and so forth, but every year around this time, I just kind of take a peek at, all right, what do I have? Where's the numbers at? Because I've got a background in finance, so I want to know where the numbers are at and how's she going to benefit. And she'll use it wisely. I ain't going to be here. I'll be in heaven. And I got a will back in 1998, which basically insures her all of those things. She's named over and over and over. She gets everything. But, you know, the reason why I got the will so young back in 1998 is my birth father passed away. He didn't have a will. And it was a mess. It was a clusterfuck. Now, I just walked away from it. Yeah. So, you know, if you're in the United States and you're over 50, you should call up the Social Security Department and ask them, hey, what are my benefits? And they'll go through it. They'll say, when you turn 62, if you decide to collect Social Security, here's what you'll get. At 65, if you hold off till 65, here's what you'll get. If you hold off till full retirement age, which is 67, here's what you'll get. And if you work beyond full retirement age till 70, it's 25% more, that's my plan at this current time. And this is how much you'll get. Or if you're fully disabled, this is how much you'll get. We go right down to it. We're going to take a little break. We'll be right back. This pipe is heating up a little bit. I've been smoking her like a freight train. Be right back. But plan ahead. You never know. I got a lot of my buddies that kicked off in their 50s and 60s, lived healthy lives. All of a sudden, you know, when your number's up, there's nothing you can do about it. So be prepared. Have a will in order, a legal will, and know where your numbers are at. The stuff I just went over. We'll be right back in just a moment. All right, so we've graduated to a cigarette. This bowl's so warm, it's just not going to cool down anytime too soon. I love that bowl, Mark. Yeah, so it's important to know where your numbers are at. It's important that if you don't have a legal will made out by an attorney. Forget about these do-it-yourself wills. Spend $500 if you're 50 or over, especially if you're married, or especially if you got kids, and go in, spend the $500, have the attorney draw up your last will and testament. And believe me, it's if you think about it, look at yourself right now. Think about yourself right now. If all of a sudden you drop over, here's the reality of it, all right? If you don't have a will, a legal will that's been filled out, put in with the county. I mean, the county fees are like $150, but get it done by an attorney. If you don't have a will, guess what happens? Any of the money that you have in the bank, any of your assets, if you're a homeowner, it goes in what's called probate. Probate is where the state takes control of everything you have. And what do? They siphon off of that every year, a certain amount. And the family has to fight the state to get your shit, your money. And sometimes it takes, 3 to 5 years to get that probate ordered by a judge to turn your belongings, your cash, and that over to your family. Now, if you have life insurance, make sure that you have a beneficiary with all the information down, all right? And then you're good there. Life insurance is separate from what a will would provide. So you have your will, which basically says if you got $5,000 in the bank or whatever's in it, whatever assets that you have goes to a certain person or a group of people. Their names are all listed out. Life insurance specifically states a individual or a group of individuals, their names, and it's divvied up at whatever percentage you want them to have. So if you've got $100,000 worth of life insurance and you want your wife to have 50% and then the rest of it equally split up amongst your children, that's got to be listed in your life insurance, totally separate from a will. I used to do this kind of stuff for a living, okay? So trust Paul the Pipe Guy. Because you can't wait till the last minute when all of a sudden you find out you have something that you're not going to get better from, or you suddenly pass away. So it's important to do that, because I've been through it before, where my birth father didn't have his final things in order, and it was a nightmare. And a nightmare I just walked away from. I let my brother slug it out. My sister and I just walked away. So I don't know, maybe somebody needed to hear this, your death is going to be bad enough for your family. Plus, people get really weird when someone in the family dies. You guys know what I'm talking about. People get weird over money. People get weird over property that you owned. They get weird, and then they start fighting and bickering, and it usually is not a peaceful thing. But if you have it all set up like I just explained, that's cast in stone, okay? That's cast in stone. There's no arguing, bickering, or fighting amongst family, because things will get weird if you don't have your shit straight. I know. It's actually happened twice to me. So Anyways, just a little morning smoke. And what made me think of it is I've got all the choices I had to make as far as that's my benefit list right there for work. They're very generous. I'm so glad I work where I work. Just, you go there, yeah, you work your ass off. They take care of you with the benefits. So, and don't put it off. Set a goal. Hey, I want to have my shit straight by February of next year or by the first of the year. Take that $500, get just a regular family attorney that practices family law, that knows wills, and get it done. Don't put it off. You're not the one that's going to regret it. Your family is just going to be like, all right. Then they have to bury your ass and then fight over all your shit. You don't want that. They don't need that. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy. That's my Sunday morning message. Yeah. We might come out with a Sunday night smoke together. We'll see. Anyways, Paul the Pipe Guy, over and out. I hope that this gave everybody a little bit of knowledge. Most people don't know this shit. Paul the Pipe Guy, over and out.